Hey dumplings, it's David Desai. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about something maybe a lot of you didn't know, which is Jungkook's partnership with the company and what happened with that. There have been accusations of Jungkook breaking the law, so I want to talk about that. I also want to get into BTS meeting fans in person again. This is great news and super exciting if you have been looking forward to seeing BTS in person. So grab your dumpling, tea spilling mug merch, and let's jump into the tea. If you're new here and you're interested in this type of stuff, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified anytime a new video drops. And if you're a hater, like to be first to leave your hate comment, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell also, and you'll be first to do so. Now let's jump into it. The first thing I want to talk about and have a lot of thoughts about is Jungkook resigning from the company. So if you were not aware, our baby boy is an entrepreneur. He isn't just a singer, but a very smart businessman. Being in entertainment, the thing that looms over you is, how long can I do this for? You don't know when you've reached your peak or when you're starting to become irrelevant. And of course, there is that fear because every celebrity, no matter how popular, has not been able to keep that same popularity through their entire life. Not because the fans aren't dedicated, but because they can't keep up with the type of music or art that made them popular to begin with. They can't dance and sing at that level when they're 50 and their body is hurting. And we can see the amount of injuries they have right now. Just imagine how much they will be hurting physically when they're older. So they have to think of ways of diversifying their money and putting their money into other businesses, which I think a lot of the members have done a great job with. Jungkook's brother actually founded a company called 66UYS. The second 6 in the name is supposed to look like a G, I think. So I think it's pronounced 6 guys, but let me know in the comments. And this is a designer brand, obviously, and it's a higher end brand. These are not cheap clothes. If you want to buy a t-shirt which looks very trendy and cool and has these interesting cuts, this will be over $100 US. Jungkook was, I believe, also part owner and had a big role in the company, and he was the internal director. So he handled everything that was going on in the company, allegedly. So things like how the shirt looks and how they run the company and managing the operations, which is typically what a director does. And I don't know how hands-on he was in this company in terms of everything he did. Or did the company kind of run on its own and didn't need much of his help? I would imagine it did, because how hands-on can he be while doing things like a tour or making music? I would imagine that is quite stressful. First off, not only do you have to think about the sales of your music and all that, but you also have to think about sales of your family clothing company. That's just a lot to think about. I commend him for doing anything like that. You know what? People are millionaires for a reason. If you're a millionaire, self-made millionaire, were to give me your responsibilities, I know I would not be able to handle all that. It was recently reported and alleged by a lot of news sites that Jungkook resigned as the internal director of this company. First off, I didn't even know how they confirmed he was the internal director or that he had any business part of it. So I am saying the word allegedly, and I don't know if this is true or not, but rumors circulated very fast as to what the possible reason could be behind this alleged resignation. And a lot of netizens think it's due to false advertising. I have some opinions on this that I want to explain, but I want to explain more about false advertising so you understand that. Now, false advertising is against the law. It goes against FTC regulations, the Federal Trade Commission. So this is, I believe, the government organization that regulates sales and ethics within sales and marketing. So previously, companies will trick viewers into buying their burgers with their false advertising commercials on TV. For example, putting products or things in the commercial that weren't for sale when you bought it at the store. So let's say putting bacon on a burger and then there's no bacon when you buy it. However, I believe it's okay to put extra bacon, even if the actual burger only has 1 bacon strip. But anyway, that's what FTC does. Recently, due to the rise of influencers and celebrity culture, people have to specify whether they are promoting a brand, whether they're doing a live stream or Instagram post, you know, whatever, endorsing a brand or being a part of a brand. Similarly to how this channel, I would have to specify if a video is sponsored or not, and if I don't, I could be subjected to a hefty fine. But it's weird because it's not any brand that a celebrity or influencer would wear. A celebrity could wear a shirt that says Gucci and could have bought that with their own money and have no business relationship with them. And there's no need to clarify that the celebrity is not sponsored by them. They can just wear it, and I feel like it's similar to if it's your brand. So people were saying that since Jungkook allegedly has a business relationship with 66UYS, he has to disclose that, but I don't think he necessarily had to. He never said go buy this shirt. He simply wore it because he has to wear something, and likely if he is going to wear something, it would be something he made because it's probably comfortable for him since he came up with it and would like the style. Like if I were to wear my merch, do I have to sit here and say it's my merch? So many people do not do that. I don't think he resigned or stepped down as director due to quote unquote breaking that law. I think he would have stepped down just due to the stress if he was director or even stepped down at all. As I mentioned earlier, BTS is under a lot of stress stress, and managing a music career is a full-time thing. He can't be thinking of another company while doing this. Again, if he is director, part owner. And I don't think he did anything wrong. And even if he did, he would not need to step down over that. It would just be a fine. So it leads me to believe it's not that. I hope he never bases his actions on what people say and just does whatever he wants. Also, to think that Jungkook would break the law like this is silly. He has tons of lawyers and people watching out for him and specifically avoiding things like this. It would not happen, and Jungkook did not break any laws as far as my knowledge goes. I'm also excited to go and look at these clothes more and maybe even buy one to support. Even if Jungkook is not a part of it anymore, I would be happy to support the brother and the family too. I also think the clothes look really cool. I'm so excited to hear about things possibly going back to normal, and specifically us ARMY seeing BTS again. Recently, I believe BTS announced that they would be doing their first in-person concert in 2 years. It honestly makes me want to cry that it has probably been over 2 years since people were even allowed to go to concerts, let alone it was about a year or two before then that I had even gone to a concert. So it's definitely an emotional moment for us all to hear that concerts are happening. I know BTS is very excited to make eye contact with ARMYs. They have talked about that a lot, and it's very exciting. They made a statement, I believe, on El Weverse, and I want to read that statement. They said, "Hello, this is Big Hit Music. The BTS Permission to Dance on Stage in-person offline concert will be held in LA, US. Holding an in-person concert in the midst of COVID-19 is not easy, but after looking for opportunities to do so, we are able to hold the concert in the United States after taking the national and regional health regulations and circumstances into consideration. This concert will be the first time ever for BTS and ARMY to meet face-to-face since the 2019 BTS World Tour Love Yourself, Speak Yourself, the final. This is an especially valuable event that will be held under difficult circumstances, which is why we will do our very best to bring you an all-new phenomenal concert while keeping the health of the artists and fans our top priority." Concert information. Title of concert: BTS Permission to Dance on Stage LA. When? Total of 4 rounds, November 27, November 28, December 1st, December 2nd. Where? SoFi Stadium, LA. Ticket reservation, Ticketmaster. Information on signing up for the ARMY membership, pre-sale, and then they have the link. It is our deepest regret that we are unable to hold more concerts in more areas. We will do our best to put on additional concerts for not only Korean fans, but fans from all around the world who have been patiently waiting for a long time. We look forward to your continued interest in BTS Permission to Dance on Stage LA. Thank you. These tickets will definitely go by fast or probably sold out already now. I didn't check the status. I am not even going to try to get tickets. I won't even have a chance to get them because it's going to be crazy, and also it's all the way in LA, and that's going to be expensive. So anyone who wants to get tickets, go for it. You have one less person competing with you for it. But the concert is definitely a start, and I can't express how happy I am to see things start to go back to normal. I was kind of thinking that it might just be the death of in-person concerts and that we may never see an in-person concert anymore. And a lot of us kind of become germaphobes. I will say this, I do want to see a lot of separation. I do want to see grouping. I want to see masks. I want to see people being asked for their COVID tests. I'd say that is necessary. And I want to see safety, not just for the audience, which is of course important, but if there's anyone with COVID, it can spread to security and of course eventually to backstage and to BTS. And as they said, they are going to be keeping with COVID regulations strictly. Please do not be selfish. If you are sick or even have a cold, don't go. You don't know what the person's vaccination status is and their immune health. And a cold is not a big deal, but if a random person gets your cold and then gets COVID through some other circumstance, they could die. Meanwhile, if they just got COVID, there could have had a higher chance of them living. So keep that in mind. And please let me know if you get a ticket and how the concert goes. I will be living vicariously through you. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave it in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, and I'm featuring this comment right here. Thanks so much for you guys. And as always, I do have a Patreon if you want to go over there and check that out. I have a lot of videos over there that I can't really post on here. This is due to copyright or getting taken down, so I have to keep it over there on my Patreon. You can get videos over there like music video reactions, performance reactions, ship reactions. You can also recommend things you like to see over there. We do have a great time interacting and having fun over there, so if you're interested in any of that, link is in the top description down below. There is a video over there that kind of goes over how you can support this channel even more if you would like to do that. That video is on the front page and it's free to watch. With that said, there's 2 videos that will appear up on screen at the end of this video, so click on one of those and I'll see you over there. Bye.